Welcome to Manga Palate. I'm one of your hosts, Pacicia Luna, here with my co-host.
Manga Chef Isaiah.
And Manga Chef Isaiah picked this one, and oh boy, is it a doozy. Manga Chef Isaiah, tell him the name of the thing we're going to talk about.
We're talking about here and then, there and now.
Wrong. It's now and then, here and now. But close enough. Close enough. It's a random jumble of words. In Japanese, it's ima soko ni iru boku. So, okay, this show first aired in October 14th of 1999 and finished airing January 20th, 2000, and was 13 episodes, and was like leading into the millennium. And fuck. Okay, this is gonna be a thing to talk about. Like, alright, let's get the fun stuff out of the way. Huh? How about that? Because that's as fun as this is ever gonna fucking get.
Voice actors?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The protagonist, Shuzo Mazutani, is voiced by Akemi Okamura. And she was on Fruits Basket, and Precure, and Ippo, and Kodomo no Jikan, and Natsume Jujincho. And she's probably best known as the voice of Nami on One Piece. Yay. Cool. Lala Ru is voiced by Kaori Nazuka. Kaori Nazuka gets a good amount of work. I would best remember her personally as fucking Tenri. Tenri Ayukawa from Kaminami Sushiru Sekai. Because I love Kaminami. But she was also recently on the Junji Ito animated collection. She was on Jigoku Shoujo. She was on Eureka 7 as Eureka. So, you know, kind of important. And Log Horizon and a bunch of other shit. This is a fun one. You remember 2W?
Mm-hmm.
She's Kotegawa, the serious committee girl.
Oh.
That's nice, right?
Yeah, she's...
Yeah, I love Kotegawa. I would say Kotegawa is one of my top 3 characters in that entire franchise. Anyway, Sara Ringwalt is voiced by Azusa Nakano, and she hasn't worked a lot. She worked on Kodomo no Omocha and Blackjack, but I guess she's done a lot of voices for Sora Ike Anpanman, which is a kid show, so that's nice. So yeah, and then let's see, someone else worth mentioning, I guess, is Nabuka. He is voiced by Yuka Imai. Yuka Imai did a lot of stuff for like Precure and Duel Masters, that show that was not Yu-Gi-Oh! But also, you might know her as the voice of Renamon from Digimon, the 3rd season, where like the kids have the cards and shit. I wasn't super big on that one. People are always like, oh, it's so cool. So I guess that's a thing. And lastly, I guess, Hamdo, the leader of the horrible, brutal, crushing oppression group on Hollywood. It was voiced by Koji Ishii, who has been on Bishoujo Senshi Sailor Moon, and Black Cat, and El Hazard, and Fushigi Yugi, and also he was on what's the name of that thing? Fucking School Rumble. That's it. And that's a really funny, goofy show. So that's, you know, that's cool. And yeah, that's it for, I guess, primary characters. I guess you could argue Sis, Belia, and Boo are really pretty important. Sis more so plays a supporting role for most of it, but I would say the main four or five, if you want to count Hamdo, are Shuzo Masutani, Lalaru, Sara Ringwald, and Nabuka. So yeah, and it's a really old show when you think about it. It like now that would be 20 years ago, right?
It doesn't feel that old when you
It
watch it.
doesn't feel that old when you watch it. It's pretty, it's pretty interesting. So it's a military sci-fi thing. It's post-apocalypse,
Hmm.
and in a word, if I may, it's brutal.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
very little. I want to compare it to Berserk. It's just
yeah, it's brutal.
yeah.
That's what I would say about Berserk too. Describe Berserk in one word: brutal.
So if
Yeah.
you like Berserk, you'll probably like this.
Oh, well, yeah, I think you could because like, well, actually, I would compare it a little more to what the fuck was the name of that thing? The thing where the this is a spoiler, I guess, but it's the name of that thing where the kid's sister starves to death.
The kid
Oh
sisters.
fuck. Yeah, it's based on a short story by Akihiko Nosaka. Hotaru no Haka. Yeah, that's it. Hotaru no Haka is a story about a kid at the end of World War II, who's like hanging out with his sister, and they're just kind of like walking, and like everything got destroyed by bombs. It's like literally right after World War II, and he and his sister are like starving and living on the streets, and his sister dies, and then he starves to death because World War II was brutal. Yeah. So it's like that, where it's more like a commentary thing about the certain realities
Hmm.
that is part of humanity. Like the world is desolate. Like it's fucking just empty. It's barren. It's a barren fucking miserable wasteland. Uh, and okay. So here's the thing. I said sci-fi because and I know everything I'm saying does just sounds like crazy thing, but it's supposed to be 10 billion years in the future.
Yeah, they keep saying that.
Yeah, so it's like a kid goes like it's basically like you ever seen those things like isekai where a person dies and goes into a new place. It's like that where the kid ends up going into the future. But instead of it being like, "Oh, cool, I'm a big hero, fun," it's like, "No, the world is brutal. We're all dying. It's miserable." So there's like a militant group led by Hamdo, who's a goddamn lunatic, like actually crazy. Like I think
Yeah,
like actually crazy. Like
yeah, he has like
mentally
no
ill
reason
crazy. He
to like
strangles
do
that
most
cat.
stuff. Yeah,
He strangles that cat for no fucking reason.
I've been noticing a trend. If you ever like murder an animal right away, you're probably a bad guy.
You're probably the bad guy. I don't think most good guys can harm regular animals for no reason. Uh but yeah, so Hollywood basically goes around. Okay, so this is the thing. The guy who made this, right? Akitaro Daichi. He was the writer. Well, he also wrote with Hideyuki Kurata, who writes like visual novels, but he like straight up created the whole concept thing. So he said he was quoted as saying he wrote this because of what happened in Rwanda during the genocide. And I don't know what you know about the Rwandan genocide, but to put it lightly, it was bad.
Well, I mean,
The
it
word
has.
genocide. It
Yeah.
has the word genocide in there. But I'm serious. Like
Uh,
it's fucking it's horrible. It was horrible. It was a horrible, 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 horrible time for so many people. With
mm,
like revolts and rebel fronts that would like I remember one story that was supposed to be like, look, this is interesting. Is like a lady who survived the genocide ended up becoming friends with the guy who cut off her hand during the genocide. Because she learned to forgive him. But in my mind, it was still like, so those guys just running around cutting people's hands off. It's not great. It didn't even really end. What happened is people left, and then the Congo Wars happened, and it's a whole thing. It's a whole very long, complicated thing that I, as a person who doesn't have a very, very, very strong understanding of African history, can't say too much about. I can only say what I know. So yeah, so it when the guy said I wrote this because of what happened in Rwanda, it shows.
Yeah,
It fucking shows.
I think literally everyone, like the bad guys, had a story or a reason, and they're not even really bad guys. They're just
The
misled.
child soldiers? Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't. I can't. I can't hate the child
Should we
soldiers.
talk about the premise first, though?
Okay. Oh, jeez, go for it. How do you
Alright.
wanna? It's pretty quick, but oh,
So our protagonist, I guess, Shu.
yeah, he's the protagonist.
Yeah. He wakes up and he's like, I want to axe out this girl I like,
Yeah,
and he's in fencing or kaido, I forgot what they call it,
Kendo.
kendo.
Yeah,
So it's like wooden sword play.
sword fight. It's sword fighting. He just uses a shinai because why would you give a 13-year-old a real sword?
Yeah, so he keeps going all aggressive in his keto practice, and the guy's just like, poop in the back. And but then when he gets out of it, he doesn't axe out the girl, so I don't know why he said that, but whatever.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. But
Nah, not really.
he goes up and sees a girl on top of the. I'm not sure if it's called like
It's a
factory steam
smokestack.
pipes. Yeah,
It's a smokestack.
smokestack.
It's the ones that factories have.
Yeah. He goes all the way up and sees a girl watching
Which, by the way,
the
I'm
sunset.
amazed he had that in him to climb up to the top of a smokestack.
He has a lot of energy.
He really had it in him to just go, yeah, fuck it, let's see what that's about.
He was about to die so many times.
Could have died so many times.
In the first one, the ladder,
Falling,
the smokestack she was on, the ladder just falls off.
Yeah, I was also gonna say, hey, remember that time? He's like, her pendant. I don't even know what it's about yet. Throw myself off into the cliff. Like, it's crazy.
But he has to help her because she asked her. Yeah.
Yes. So see, that's the part of it that feels like traditional kind of like, oh hey, cool guy goes into a kind of dangerous place in the future, where he's like becomes a hero and he's like gets friends and he's Lala Rue, who's the girl he talks to. But it's not like that. It's not like that at all.
No.
Child soldiers.
So yeah, he gets.
Oh, go.
So the Hollywood troops, they have a time machine and they come back in the past to get Lala Rue, who's on top of the smoke shack,
Yeah.
and he ends up going with them back into the future, billions of years in the future.
10 billion years.
Yeah. What should I just want to say? If you have a transportation system, why can't you just get like water from there? But whatever.
I don't understand how the time travel works.
Yeah.
I actually don't understand how time travel works. It's one of those many sci-fi premises that every other time it's completely different rule. Like in Terminator, it's like we can't send robots back, but if we cover this robot in fake human skin, time travel god goes like, oh whatever, and then lets it through. Like I don't fucking know how it works. I don't understand why people can go through, but other things can't. Is it that other things can't because he brings his stupid Shinai?
I'm pretty sure other things can.
Like I don't know.
But
Fuck you, whatever show.
or maybe he
That's-
was just too obsessed with
I was gonna say that's not even what it's about though.
The girl.
Like who cares?
yeah.
Who cares? It's not even what it's about.
So Lala Rue is like a water spirit or something. I don't know.
She is okay. So thematically speaking, okay, not so much as literally. I don't know how she has magic water in the pendant, right?
Hmm.
So that's sort of what the thing is that with the pendant she's allowed to control water and whatever. But she's supposed to be, at least metaphorically speaking, a placeholder for the natural resources that humanity takes advantage of.
Hmm.
So in this specific circumstance, it's water, but it can be really replaced with pretty much fucking anything.
Yeah, like food.
Yeah, like trees, land, they'll cut down fucking huge swaths of rainforest to plant soybeans, even though it's destroying plants that'll never be able to exist otherwhere. It's just all types of words for the brutality of humanity against the earth.
Yeah. And
Also, like his kendo thing, like kendo is usually used to like teach you like a code of ethics, like ideals and integrity and whatever. And it's like Shu has it the whole time as he keeps trying to be like that because of the way he was taught.
he doesn't
And
learn anything.
yeah, well, yeah, but it's more that like he's sticking with what he believes in
Yeah.
until the jailbreak. And then
Yeah.
the jailbreak is like, fuck it, I don't care anymore. And it's like, the jailbreak's gonna be violent. People are gonna die. He's like, I don't care. And he smashes it to shreds on Hamdo. So you could say that it's like his stupid stick and his antiquated, wide-eyed idealism is like shattered in that moment because of the severe brutality of the world around him. And it changes him. All of it changes him. Which is why I'm like, the fact that he liked that girl and was like, hey, can I go out? I should ask her out. Is like, super doesn't even fucking matter.
Yeah. I just thought it was funny how they started that way.
Yeah, but you know, it's sort of like slam dunk. Was it ever really about the girl? No, it's about basketball.
But yeah, I guess that's the premise.
Yeah, it's
He has
just
to get back the pendant and Lana
save the
were
future.
yeah, save the future.
Save the future. So it's a lot of like real stuff, I guess you could say. Like instead of it being like ooh super fancy technology, it's like a shitty broken down world.
Yeah, it's post-apocalypse.
Yeah, I was gonna say the sun's gonna explode.
It is.
Well, yeah, because stars hit a certain age point where they go supernova and
Oh,
then
you
they
mean like in
explode.
real life? It was 10 billion years ago.
Yeah, well, that's 10 billion years in the future. That's why the sun looks like that.
Yeah.
It's become a red giant, which means it's gonna explode soon. Well,
Yeah.
soon in reference to time, because you know humans don't live that long in comparison to stars and shit. Because you know stars exist for billions and billions of years, whereas humans live at best 90, maybe 100 and something, right? But like seeing that star at that size, I'm like, oh, it's gonna explode, like at least in another million years or so. And it looks like humanity isn't getting off that planet anytime soon.
No.
So they're fucked. And I'm like, oh god, this is yikes, you know?
Yeah, this is even leave on a happy note.
Yeah. It's bittersweet, I would say.
Yeah.
It tries to have something like at least kind of like fulfilling because like okay, so Hollywood troops go around fucking kidnap little boys and go like, "Ah, you're a warrior now," and then like enslave and rape women to make more soldiers. It's pretty much what they do. And they live on a flying fortress and it's yeah, it's bad. It's really bad.
I don't get why Amelia, like, just listened to everything he said, like, all the time until the end. I don't know what took her so long.
From what I understand, at least this is maybe me just kind of accepting this as an implication, but it makes sense to me that Hamdo wasn't always crazy. Like,
I got it.
There's moments where he acts like a normal human being, and I think he literally is like mentally ill crazy.
Yeah, it seems like
and
it.
not like emotional monster crazy. And I don't know what you know about mental illness, but mental illness doesn't start automatically. It's not like a switch. You know, flip a switch and they're like, "Well, I'm nuts now." Like it's slow deterioration over time. Like what's it called? What's that disease where you're like the mental disorder where your brain your like memory and stuff deteriorates over time. Dementia. Yeah, like dementia. Like, or my great uncle had dementia, and at first you didn't even notice. But over time, it got more and more and more severe to where when he died, it was just because he forgot to breathe, and they just like heard him suffocate. Like, I think he literally went crazy over time, and I think Abelia is stuck with who he used to be. Cause like you see how sad she looks when he dies.
Mm-hmm.
But she didn't do shit about it, even though she could have done something about it.
Mm-hmm.
It looks to me, and maybe this is just with my experience, it looks to me as someone who's like, oh, alright, Goodbye. I'm sorry you had to be like this. That's what I mean. It looks to me like she saw him go crazy and has been there the whole time.
Mm.
And she's just like, well, he went crazy, but I'm not gonna abandon him just because he went crazy. And also, there's something about how fucking he's always like hugging her from behind and touching her face and shit. That's like really weird about that. It's not like sexual, but it's not friendly either, you know?
I don't know.
And she also really hates Lala Ru, if only because almost every other time Hamdo talks to her, he talks to her way too sweet. Because he says he's in love with her and they're just gonna be together to save future or whatever.
Yeah, she's
Oh
super
yeah,
jealous.
I feel that she is genuine in love with who he used to be, and is just kind of still here. And then when he dies, instead of saving him, she goes, "Well, I guess this is just your time now."
Mm.
Now
I guess.
that's
Yeah.
me interpreting from it, because it doesn't seem to me, at least, that Hamdo is like a genuine just sociopath. I think he's completely nuts. Because there's that part where they're abusing the shit out of Shu, hey, tell us what you know. Where Hamdo literally goes, hey, I don't think he's lying, actually. I think we've just been torturing him for nothing now. Maybe just let him go. He could just be a soldier now, I guess. Know what I mean?
Yeah, so you still have some part.
Like I think he had a moment of lucidity, which is the thing that happens with people with mental disorders. That's what they call like a moment of clarity, where there's just a little window where they're like fine. With dementia, or the other one I'm thinking of, I think it starts with an A, but they have a thing called sundowning, where in the morning they're a lot more lucid, but as the day goes on, they get worse and worse and worse and worse.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it might be like that, where there's moments where he just goes like, oh shit, yeah. And that's what I mean, like, he seems like an actual crazy person. And not like, somebody who's just a monster. Like a villain from JoJo. Like, JoJo villains are just monsters. Sometimes in the literal sense, as in the Pillar Men, and sometimes in the metaphorical sense, like Angelo when he just bit off that dog's face.
Yeah. Yeah. He's not a JoJo villain.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think he's just crazy. I think he's the kind of person who was found his way into a position of power and abused it and slowly went crazy over time, and then he kept abusing that power. Well, which is why
saying he's gonna rule the earth.
Yeah, which is why when the guy said he was influenced by the Rwandan genocide thing, it kind of makes sense, because a lot of the warlords and people who take these positions of power are just actually fucking nutters. Like crazy people who believe in magic through cannibalism and shit.
Yeah, they're probably gonna start off crazy, but
Yeah,
they
but
probably
like
had some
time, shit happens to you. It just makes you nuts.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I think, at least. I think that at least with regards to Abelia, she remembers who he was and is staying with him for that reason. And she also seems to be in love with him to some degree, but I think that's with who he was and not who he is now. Whereas now he's just nutters.
I guess she can't really see that.
Yeah, well, I guess she isn't giving up on him despite the fact that he's nutters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which, I mean, yeah, that's a bit much, but so is the child soldier thing.
Every time.
I can't get past that.
And then the child gets shot.
Oh, he gets murdered so hard. And he does it to take a bullet for the other child soldier. So, holy shit. Okay, so you got so the kid's Boo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which, can I just say, the girls have real names and the guys have weird fantasy names, and I love it.
I didn't know that. Yeah, you're right. Sarah.
Yeah, Sarah. Abelia is like a flower. Soon is a Korean girl. Sis is probably not her fucking name. It's probably a nickname.
Yeah.
Like sister, like you say to nuns.
Yeah.
But then the guy is like Boo, Tabul, Nabuka, like Hamdo, like it's some wild shit. It's some wild fantasy shit. It's that's kind of funny to me. But yeah, so there's like a part where this little girl, her dad turns out to have been an assassin and an assassin and was trying to do a thing, and that's soon. And then she finds out that the guy who's hanging out with Shun Nabuka because they're part of the same child soldier regiment, like it turned out to be the person who killed her dad. And then she tries to kill him, but then Boo, who's like conservatively 8 years old, throws himself in front of the bullet
he
because he fires Nabuka, and Nabuka makes them a promise that they were gonna go back to their village after the war was over. Like it's real shit. And he dies, and then Nabuka goes nuts and murders him. And
Naoka doesn't go nuts.
I mean, you know, he doesn't feel great about it.
Yeah, he kind of
To,
just
to me, that's
gives
going
up.
nuts. That's just going like, oh fuck.
No, I thought he just gave up on the whole like being a soldier thing.
He did, and he did, and then he didn't, because he was still there, but it was now at this point just to get out.
He just died. I don't know how to explain it. Like he just gave Shiva a stick when they caught him back.
Yeah. Can we talk about Tabul literally going, we can take over the world now. It's our time. When everything's all fucked.
Oh, I don't know why that guy thought he could.
I don't know where that came from.
Is it supposed to show like, oh look, everyone's hungry for power up here?
Well, what I think it is that people react to stuff differently. So, like, fucking Naboka is like, hey, I'm gonna do this, and I'm just gonna kind of like keep rolling through it because someday we're gonna get out of this.
I don't
Right?
know how. He
I don't know
doesn't
why he thought
realize
that, but he thought that.
when you
Some
literally take
that.
soldiers from like another village,
Yep.
you should see it's gonna keep happening. He
See that
doesn't
this is
care.
your life now. But yeah, it's when Boo dies that he goes like, oh fuck, I don't know about this anymore, man. Like, am I ever actually gonna leave? Like, who knows? But Tabula goes like, all right, look. So I don't even give a fuck about going back, honestly.
Yeah.
The military's tough. I can be strong here. We can keep going, and like all this other shit. And then like at the end, he kills Nabuka because Nabuka's like, no, I don't want to do this anymore. And it's like, we can do this. We can take over. Look, Hamdo's dead. Like it's on us now. And it's like, what? I don't know. I can't do this. It's sort of like how Sis is like basically taking care of all the kids in the brutal post-apocalypse. All the kids that she can,
Mm.
because they're like orphaned by these fucking murder squads. Which, by the way, I think that the reason Hamdo uses child soldiers is the same reason real people use child soldiers, and that's kind of maybe really concerning.
You mean like they can be manipulated and stuff?
A, they're easier to manipulate, and B, it's kind of hard to shoot a kid.
That's
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It's so brutal.
It's like, do you have it in you to kill that child? No? Well, then the child has the chance to shoot you in the face. I was like, oh, fuck. That's shit. I don't. Oh, God. Yep, and Tabul's like, we could do this. So, yeah, Sis is like taking care of a bunch of the kids, and she said, hey, by the way, did you count how many times he says La Rue during the show? Says La Rue during the show?
I didn't count it.
Like it's at least 3 times an episode.
At least.
At least, right? That's
Yeah.
a safe estimate.
Yeah. I think
So-
one time he said like 12.
I think that last episode he says it a lot.
Yeah.
But anyway,
He's not
so,
even
yeah,
in love with her. At least I don't
he's
think
not-
so.
he just I also don't think so. I think it's just he wants to save her because she might save the world. To be fair, he doesn't part with her the belief that humanity can improve, and that's why she's able to fucking destroy Hollywood with the water crystal thing at the cost of her life. But you know, even then. Okay, so yeah, I wanted to talk about Sis because Sis is like takes care of everybody, like all the little orphan kids. So, yeah, and there's one thing that I think is pretty nuts about Sis's thing, or at least the end of her story, is that so there's a girl named Sarah Ringwalt who looks like Lala Root.
Oh my god.
So yeah, there's this girl named Sarah Ringwalt who looks like Lala Root, and she gets captured by the Hollywood soldiers, and they just rape her repeatedly. Which, like, yeah, that's a thing that happens. And she kills a guy, and she like bails. Which, all right, fine, cool. But she finds out she's pregnant because of the rape,
Hmm.
and holy shit, does that go weird?
Does
Or she
Laura
tries drowning
Taylor
herself.
like Charlie now reality?
Okay. I don't know.
Suddenly got very loud.
My mic.
Yeah,
It's probably
it's
trying to pick up the sound of my mom.
yeah. That's what I mean. Like, I thought you turned off auto gain control.
I did.
Stupid shit PC. Okay, so
Okay.
there's the part where she finds out that she's pregnant because of the rape, and like, oh boy, that's bad. She tries to drown herself, and Shun's like, no. She's like, no, we can't do that. And then she has that fucking heartbreaking moment where she has the rock and she's just smashing her stomach with the rock, saying, "You won't let me die in peace."
I thought
And
she was trying to have an abortion.
yeah, yeah. She's like, "Stop it! I'll get rid of it." And then like, Shu puts his hands and just gets his hands fucking smashed to bits, but he doesn't let go. And this is the person that goes like, "I just want you to do me one favor." This is by the time she's like bleeding out to death because of getting shot in the leg. But yeah, at the end of it, she's like bleeding out when she got shot in the leg, and she goes, "I need you to do me a favor. I need you to not blame the baby." And he's like, "What?" Because they convinced her to not do the abortion thing. There's a doctor who goes like, "I could do it. I mean, if you want," but they convinced her not to. And yeah, she goes, "I need you to not blame the baby for what happened to you because the baby is an innocent. It had nothing to do with what happened to you, nor did it ask for how it came into this world. The children are the innocents, which is why I tried to protect them. From being corrupted and brutalized in this horrible, horrible world we live in." Which is like really nice, weird, but really nice. If only because of the circumstances of like child soldiers. Oh boy, if they were with cis, they'd be shooting people right now. Hey.
I feel like Sis is one of the few good people.
Yeah, one of the few really positive characters. Who's trying to do right by the people of the people of the country or the land, I guess.
Wait, is she the only one?
Well,
Besides
no,
you?
I mean Sarah by the end of it decides to take Sis's place and goes like, "Yeah, I'm here to stand for the kids." And Lala Ru does that whole like suicide to save the world thing as best as she can.
But I feel like Sis is always doing it.
Sis is always doing it. Yeah, but these other people have to come to certain realizations and grow.
Yeah. I guess they are kids, literally.
They're literally kids, which is why it's so really heavy to watch. That's why when you were like, "Hey, you want to do this?" I was like, "Wow, that's a deep dig." Yeah, all right, I could go on about
I
this
thought
for
it
a
was
while.
shorter.
Thought it was shorter, but it's not. It's a
It
lot
still
about.
feels like a long movie.
It feels like a movie rather than like a whole 6 hours, but
Yeah.
it actually is like 6 hours. It's interesting because like it's really brutal and it's really devastating, but like by the end of it, it comes out like telling you that people still have hope inside of them. I'm just like, oh, that's an oddly nice way to pinpoint that fucking horrible, brutal shit I just watched.
Uh,
Man, that when Boo gets shot, I was just like, holy shit, man. He's like,
he takes a bullet.
yeah, he takes it hard. He's like 8. Sometimes they'll like cut away and you don't have to see the murder, and then other times you watch the murder right there. You just see that kid get popped in the head,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh boy, yikes. It's weird. It's weird why sometimes they cut away and other times like, nah, we're gonna see that shit.
I don't think he ever shot anybody. I think about it.
I don't think if it was on screen, but I mean, I assume this isn't day one with the fucking child soldiers.
No, I mean you never shot anybody on screen. But
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I'm gonna assume that it's there. It's interesting how like this is super very anti-war because brutality, war, civil disobedience. It's explicitly based on the Rwandan genocide and the kind of horrible shit that happened in that part of the world during a certain period of time. But like, there's also the thing about like Earth's natural resources are being fucking wasted and fought over pointlessly by people, and it's doing more harm than good.
yeah,
So like, and then by the end of it, it's like we can be better, And it's like, yeah, I guess so. Fuck, is that a way to show it though? Fuck if that's like the heaviest way I've ever had someone give me that lesson about like recycle, damn it. It's basically war bad recycle, damn it. And I'm like, holy shit, that's the one way to show me. I also love that in a world where like water is a precious resource, Hollywood flies using water. The big extra fuck you to nature.
look at what we do with nature.
Precious
Blah.
resources. Look, it's a horrible psychotic dictator.
He uses child shoulders and
Yeah, look at these child soldiers and all this like mob rape
and
of a
doesn't
young
even
girl.
care about them.
Yeah. Watch how he will strangle this cat in front of people and then stomp on it. And then have a moment where he's crying and sobbing in a ball, realizing things are happening for the first time in a while. Ay. Ay. Can I just say, when Abelia sends Shu back and Sarah's like, everybody chill out. It's just like, Sarah has like maybe one of the biggest reasons to be mad, and she's like letting it go. That's a real big moment for her.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's what I mean by like, I think this is a whole you can be better thing, but like the end goal of the brutality of war and man's disregard for nature and its resources is going to destroy us all. But like, but in the end we could be better. But it just part of me like looks at that and goes, "Fuck, this is nuts. This is just nuts."
Yeah, I feel like it was a little over the top.
It's a big punch you in the gut, and you know what? It works, right?
It's like this stuff happens.
Yeah.
When you
yeah.
see it,
It's a whole different thing.
how it just keeps like going on and on.
Yeah, it makes me think of like the Khmer Rouge in Cambodia and how they were like fucking sending people into fields to make rice, to like plant rice, and then like, I don't know how to do it. And they basically brought up guns and was like, you're gonna do it or we're just gonna kill you. And how like a lot of the world turned a blind eye to that shit. Like it was happening, but no one said or did anything about it. And the only time something happened about it was way after the rain had been had killed hundreds of thousands of people, and that the Khmer Rouge tried to move into Vietnam, and the Vietnamese army fucking destroyed them. Like it's interesting how like so many places like to talk about outreach and stuff, and they want to do things, but no one's ever sure what the fuck to do because it's such a complicated mess. And that's, I mean, like, the Rwandan genocide is such a complicated thing that like it's difficult to even talk about unless you were like lived there during the time the Rwandan Patriotic Front started that civil war. Like it's a very long and complicated, brutal thing that happened. And there's tons of warlords and stuff in that region, like in the DRC, the Democratic Republic of the Congo. It's nuts, man. It's a
I
crazy.
actually don't know about it because it was never taught.
It was never taught in school, but it happened in the 90s. Like it wasn't that long ago. I mean, yeah, it's been going on for longer, technically. Like the Hutus revolted in the 60s, but like a lot of that stuff just kept going. And they went to Zaire, then that started the Congo Wars, and it's a whole long thing, man. It's nuts. It's nuts. And shit like that is like always happening somewhere,
Yeah.
You have all those internal struggle wars in the Middle East between varying factions of people. That's like just brutal and crazy, and it's hard to even think about it.
We had the one moment when she had like a gravesite for somebody. That's
Yep.
pretty cool.
He tried, because, what else can we do besides try? Which is why I think him, like, sticking to his beliefs about, like, all that stuff that he was raised to stick with for so long, up until he goes just fucking nuts and then does the violent prison break thing, is like, wow, that's a pretty nuts way to do it. Yeah, this kind of reminds me of, now that we keep talking about it,
What?
it kind of reminds me of Speed Grapher.
Yeah.
Or like there's an underlying like message to the whole thing, but you're so lost in all the crazy shit that's happening, you're not even really thinking about it.
Yeah. I was also gonna say like the war trauma.
Yeah.
And, like greed for power.
Yeah. And growing from the horrifying stuff that happens, that is a part of the world we live in. Saigo was a war photographer. He saw some shit. Oh man. Okay. So I guess that's it, right? Unless there's anything else you want to get into. I feel
besides watch it.
I mean,
Yeah.
oh yeah, no. The obvious is fucking watch it.
Yeah.
What? This is an amazing thing.
Because I feel like we didn't go over a lot and stuff, but
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of it. I think should be experienced.
yeah.
Like, it's why I compare it to that Ghibli thing about the fucking starving kids, where like there's maybe, except in the Ghibli thing, maybe not a lot goes on, but like feel the emotions it provokes from its like larger, more profound like narrative it's really I think it's immutable. Like you can't feel that kind of way about anything else.
You mean like priceless?
Yeah. If there were a Criterion Collection, do you know what that is? The Criterion Collection?
No.
The Criterion Collection is like this list of movies that are like, these movies have to be saved for the future because they're like the best version of movies that have ever existed.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If there were like a Criterion Collection for anime, I feel that this should be there.
Should we do a Manga Palate Criteria Collection?
Isn't our show by definition stupid Criterion Collection stuff?
Oh yeah, it is.
Isn't it literally we only pick to talk about things we really, really like? It's just the things we really, really like, maybe.
Well,
maybe
there's a few we
don't
didn't
care.
really, really like High School DxD and.
I still,
Definite.
I'll still go to bat for Defrag. I just know it doesn't hit with as many people. It's a super niche kind of humor, is my thing. Like High School DxD, we did because you were like, let's give it a shot. But I never wanted to talk about it because I didn't fucking care.
Also the Kashi.
Again, your decision.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
Both
So
of
I guess
those-
everything. Was the
Both
same,
of those
but
were
stuff.
you. Actually, both of those were you. Fucking, I should German suplex you for that. We agreed on that, right? That was the hate. That was the fuck you one.
Yeah, it's the first one.
Yeah.
And our Patreon.
Shut up. Stop. Shut up right now before that goes any further. It'll eventually turn into another buy our merch. It's like, God, did I tell you about fucking Lindsay Ella's video about like fake engagement? I
No.
was like, okay, so Lindsay Ellis used to be the nostalgia chick on that guy with the glasses, the fucking Channel Awesome stuff with the Nostalgia Critic and all that other shit. And like, now that she does her solo work, it's so much more interesting and so much more fucking wild than just, hey, let's talk about this movie about for girls in the 90s. Like, it's like real interesting, profound kind of shit. At least from a perspective of like the existing as a person on the internet in the modern era. Which is why I think it maybe appeals to me more. Remember that thing I told you about being afraid of like being a character and not being a person anymore?
Yeah.
Right. So she talks about these people who go into it explicitly creating a character that is maybe not an actual reflection of who they are as a person, but rather a necessitation to continue through the medium as a business venture. And about how people manufacture authenticity to make themselves seem like they're really with it when it's really like been planned from the beginning. which makes me go into my broader point of like whether authenticity can even be relied upon as a consistent thing once you start considering media as a concept. It's like what is real, what isn't real, what does it matter, you know? It's a whole thing, but I just thought that was a really interesting question to be posed about like she like uses this example of like a YouTube channel that's about cake. She really likes it. It's called like caking it with whatever the fuck. I don't know her name. It's just some lady. And she goes like, at first it was just her doing the recipes, and then the videos were a certain length. And she would do one call to action, which is apparently what you call that shit, where you go like, hit the like button and subscribe.
Yeah,
and
you said that before.
yeah. Okay. So yeah, I've mentioned that before, right?
Yeah.
Cool. He talks about it and how like over time, the calls to action increased, but they increased directly correlative to like this bit where she would talk to her producer who was like behind the camera. You don't hear it as much because clearly she doesn't have a microphone. You know, she's behind the camera. But like, as they started to get more friendly, it felt like an in-joke between the people who were on it. You know, and it started to become part of the show in and of itself, even though that wasn't the purpose of the show, because it gave the show this a feeling of authenticity. That's I think why people always really liked YouTube, at least in the beginning, because it felt like we were talking to a person and not like a TV personality, you know. But
I guess they'll be faked.
yeah, but then she contrasted against this other show that is also the same thing, except they put microphones on them, which means that they planned it from the beginning. And when you look at the banner, it's like one guy facing forward and three guys facing the other way, which doesn't make sense because whereas the other one kind of arose organically and then became integrated into the system, this one was created from the beginning with that intention to convince you about the authenticity of guys just hanging out with cake. But that doesn't fucking make sense with the production value and all that stuff. And it was just like a really, really interesting idea to me. And that's why, like, you go every time you go, like, buy our merch or like fucking subscribe to our Patreon. It just makes me think of that. Where like, is that even who we are?
No.
Is that even what I give a shit about, or is it? I think it's funny because it's so antithetical to the reason I do this. I literally do this to just talk stupid shit with my friend.
Yeah.
And the idea that someone would do this and also genuinely say stuff like that confuses me. But I guess that's the difference between approaching this as a career and a habit, yeah?
Yeah, we don't actually have a Patreon or...
Yeah. No, but that's, I mean, I feel that the distinction between this being like your intended career goal, whereas we're just doing this for fun.
Yeah.
If you put all your money into this, then I guess you do really need it, don't you?
I mean,
Whereas, like, both of us have jobs.
Yeah, we all have jobs.
So, it's a different perspective. I don't know, I just thought that was interesting. Like, the whole manufactured authenticity and whether or not that means anything. It's why I'm like, oh god, I don't want to be a caricature.
I mean... I think about the best friends now. I don't think they were ever trying to, like, manipulate people for money.
I think that's also why they never really exploded.
Yeah.
When you compare them to so many other, like, Let's Play people, like, say, I don't know, just as a just as a name, Markiplier. Like, Markiplier's giant.
Yeah.
I recently found out he and I have the same birthday, which was weird. And I only found that out because YouTube was like, maybe consider watching this. And I'm like, sure, whatever. And it's a video where he mentions, I turned 30, and it was like posted on Friday. And I was like, oh shit, do we have the same birthday? He's like, and I've been doing this for 12 years. And I just think to myself about the few videos I've seen of him where it's like, the camera's always centered on his face, and he's always like really loud, and it's like really goofy. And I'm not saying it's like disingenuous or fake or whatever. I'm just saying that that is a model that works for vis-a-vis Let's Plays, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas you compare that to the Best Friends, which is more like two people sitting on a couch saying dumb shit while they're playing a video game.
Doesn't even have their face or anything.
Yeah, you never see their faces unless you watch their live action crap or see them at a con. Like, you just wouldn't. Because the point isn't knowing who they are. The point is getting to know them through their conversation rather than remembering what they look like.
At least that feels more authentic to me, but...
Well,
yeah.
isn't that what we're doing?
I'm pretty sure it is authentic because
we're just talking
the way
stupid
they broke
shit.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, we're just talking stupid shit because we thought it'd be a funny idea. And somehow 50 episodes later, we're still doing this.
Yeah.
Like it was never intended to continue. It was kind of a goof. But if there's anything I'm known for, it's going way too hard for goofs. I lost my throat for Valentine's Day jokes. But damn it, that was funny. So really, who's to say? That was a really tangential, but also a really heady concept. Much like this fucking show. Can I say something about the writer?
Sure.
Okay, so the guy who helped adapt it, besides the director was the guy who conceived the idea, Akitaro Daichi. But the guy who wrote for it, Hideyuki Kurata, also writes light novels and writes screenplays for anime. So like he wrote Read or Die, which is a pretty popular light novel that got turned into an OVA. But fucking, as I mentioned before, that fucking some of the voice actors worked on Kaminomi, right? Like Nazuka Kaori.
Hmm.
He adapted Kaminomi.
Oh,
for-
really?
Yeah,
From what?
from the fucking manga that it was
Oh, you mean like he did another
for the
thing
anime.
about it?
Yeah,
Ah.
for the anime, you know how they always have to put it through another writer to adapt it.
Oh, okay.
Like
So
that's what.
he had to. Okay, he did the manga to anime. Okay, yes.
Yeah, he did the adaptation for the anime,
Okay.
which I was like, really? It's so weird that the same guy worked on fucking this show and Kaminomi. Like they could not be further from each other, you know? They could not be just alike. You tell me what part of Kaminomi is an Aesop about humanity.
I mean, the people, the girls.
No. No. Him going on fake imaginary dates with girls does not say humanity needs to change. Did
Nah.
you Don't you me right now?
Okay, fine.
Yeah, that's what the fuck I thought.
But what was I gonna say?
They're interesting. They're both really well written. Yes, I grant you that. My point is, they could not be further, like, thematically speaking, from each other. Now and then, here and there is more about like humanity needing to grow from brutal places in their existence, and the questions of where we get to and how we get to there and come from it. Kaminami is about a guy opening his mind to the world.
Yeah, isn't that almost the same?
Not say that's the same thing. I don't think Save the Trees is the same thing as Talk to Girls. I really don't. I'm gonna take a hard stance here.
Okay, fine.
Saying Save the Trees is not the same thing as saying Talk to Girls, maybe. Also, he worked on Oreimo.
Did we do that?
No. God, do you want to?
I
Are
don't
you
know.
ready to talk about super straight up incest?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Cause you had enough problems with like fucking with Okusama ga Seito Kaicho. And like they're not even related.
I wasn't expecting it.
Get ready for a guy is literally going to marry and fuck his sister.
Oh wait, I saw that.
Yeah. And I don't mean like, no, we're not blood related, sister. I mean like fucking for realsies. It is so straight up. Also, Sakinimoto no yosu ga chotto okashi n da ga, which has been shortened to Imocho, which is a girl who gets haunted by a ghost, and she tries to fuck her stepbrother. It is a real crazy manga, and I like it, and I would like to do an episode about that eventually. Because it is funny and horribly weird. I don't mean like kind of weird, I mean like, what do you mean ghosts decide, wait, what? There's there's stairs to heaven? But the ghost has to, okay, sure.
Is it borderline something?
Oh yeah, it's borderline porn.
Okay.
It's a very clearly borderline porn.
Okay, Ghost.
Yep. Same guy who wrote Birdline Porn. Wrote Now and Then, Here and There.
Huh.
Right? Now that's a guy who like fucking has. Also, he worked on Excel Saga, which Excel Saga is like the fun version of future post-apocalypse crap. So I
How's
think
he have so much range?
I don't know. I think he does good because Excel Saga is fun. You know, it's mostly adaptation, so it's more about like making it work for the small screen. Because you know, manga you can meander, manga you can bullshit. You can just make shit up, and like have a whole chapter that does nothing. But for a show, you have to make every minute count, because you only have so much money.
Yeah.
So if anything, I admire his work. So yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool, huh? Oh yeah, also he's the guy who did the adaptation for Goblin Slayer. So back onto he knows what he's doing to make shit sad, doesn't he?
And brutal.
Real heavy. I was never able to get into it.
Yeah, me either.
Like I get it's dark fantasy thing, and it's like, wow, could you believe all this fucking murder and stuff? But I didn't care. I didn't like anybody. I guess. That's my thing.
It's really the name of the title. It's a guy who kills goblins.
Yeah, and if you're like, yeah, let's do that, they deserve punishment because they're monster rapists. It's like, okay, cool. But that's kind of it.
Yeah.
There's nothing else going on.
Yeah.
Maybe the other thing going on is people going, I wonder why he hates goblins so much. But that's kind of it. It's kind of it.
They probably did something bad to his village. That's it.
That's it. He just watched a whole bunch of murder, and he's like, yep, never again. Never again. But, yeah. Apparently, it's just like, fucking hate him. I hate him. I'm gonna guess that his thing is, like, his family and his village got murdered by goblins and shit.
Yeah,
and he's like,
exactly.
since then, I've always hated them. And then maybe that's it.
It's not gonna be like, oh, they brought him back from the past.
Oh god, yeah, from like a future where goblins take over. Could you imagine that? That'd be kind of fun.
That'll make me want to read it again.
I don't believe that that's true. I think it's literally like I saw some bad happen and now I never forgive them.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's a
like
thing.
Like the stuff you see with other people in the manga.
Yeah, like everybody else. So yeah, that's a thing, I guess. Alright.
Should we go to food?
Oh, fuck yeah. I don't know what to do all this. It's important. You have to have it at least once, and it's pretty heavy. Is there a food you could say everybody should have at least once in their life?
A hamburger.
Do you think so? Do you think life is incomplete without a hamburger?
Yes.
Really? Is that a hard stance you're taking right now?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think everyone should try it.
Wow. Like you can't, you've never lived if you've never had a hamburger.
Yes.
Wow. Hard stance on the hamburger. Okay.
But I also say it's niche.
I was gonna say like lobster.
That works too.
Cause like there's a lot in there. Like lobster tail meat is fucking. There's a lot there. Also, it's like really, really, really impressive because not everybody just regularly eats lobster. And on top of that, it's like kind of hefty. Like there's a good amount in there that you could just go on about. And I feel like everyone at least once in their life should experience the taste of a lobster. Not everyone does, but I feel like you should if you want to truly appreciate seafood. And seafood in and of itself is not a thing everybody's like, fuck yeah, about.
Yeah.
Back to defrag on that one.
How much times do you reference defrag stuff?
Episode, I want to say 3 times. Overall, I can't fucking tell you. It's such a good benchmark.
Like the way I say high school DxD.
It goes back to Good Job Boo. Good Job Boo is too unique. It's... But like, And if we ever need to think about like, fuck, this was nothing, we can always like fall back to this. Okay, but is it as nothing as Dog Days?
No.
Like, Strike is a really good benchmark for niche, good, but kind of tough to work with. Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
Fuck up. It's time for the news.
Alright. So, CBT was this weekend.
Uh huh.
And, they got to do their, for Street Fighter 5. You know how they always have their ring?
Yeah.
They got to do their songs with a ring now.
Wait, what?
So, like, you know, like in a wrestling, how they have, like, the theme music?
Yeah.
They did that for Street Fighter.
Do.
Yeah, but they picked the songs, I guess.
What did they pick?
So, what I saw Taquito pick something from X Japan.
Yeah! Yeah! It's fucking hype.
He was
That's
like doing
hype.
a little treadmill run in place.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Fujimura
yeah.
picked the Beatles, and everyone was just like, huh? That's not
What?
really hype.
Which song though? Fuck you, it might be.
I can't remember.
Was
It was just,
Evolution? Was it early Beatles, later Beatles, or
it
mid?
was early.
Really? So it's like
Yeah.
I want to hold your hand Beatles. Like please,
Yeah, it was
please.
like that. Yeah.
Damn, okay. I feel that's kind of impressive if you have the balls to come out to like fucking Snow Halation. Like in a way, I would be impressed. I'd be like, wow, really? This is how we're gonna go in? It's like, yeah. Na, 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 na. Fuck you. That's
I
good
wish I
though.
saw the rest of them, but I'll probably watch it later.
That's good though. That like Tokido, well-known Akuma scumbag, is like, X Japan, fuck, eat my dick. Like that was interesting. That made me hype just hearing about it. My voice is cracked. I'm thirsty.
I heard you laugh in mid-sentence.
Okay. Jeez. Alright. Well, I have two things I kind of want to talk about. A. Fucking the Kengan Asura anime did its reveal trailer, and it makes me sad.
CGI.
It's really bad Berserk CGI.
Uh,
It's not great. Not great. But like, also, this is the only time we're gonna get it. So
yeah.
I can't.
Maybe people like it.
Maybe people like it. I don't know. Who knows? Fucking weird enough. Aki Toyosaki is gonna be here. Like they got a list of some people right off the bat.
Hmm.
So yeah, Aki Toyosaki's in here for some fucking reason. Remember she's Kunieda from Beelzebub.
Oh,
We
yeah.
talked about her a few times.
Yeah, we did.
She's been on. As we've watched shows she's been in. But yeah, and I'm like, oh wow, you're in here. It's like, yep, I'm here for some reason. I'm like, I guess, sure, that's cool. And also, fucking Kobayashi Yu's in here. And I'm like, yeah, I love you.
She gets work.
Never stop getting work. Fucking, who else? Masaya Matsuzaki is in here. Just like, huh. You have been working more recently. So that's good. It's not to say that he hasn't been working for a while, because that man was on Nodama Cantabile. I love that fucking shit. But like, and he was Mega Man, he was Proto Man on the fucking, the Mega Man TV show.
Hmm.
I remember us talking about him relatively recently. I can't really remember what show it was. Oh, that's it. He's Hagakure. So like he's in here. And I'm just like, okay, cool. I don't like the way it looks, but I mean, you know, what am I gonna do? It's not my job to fucking tell people what to do. I'm not footing the money for this animation bill. So,
But you're suggesting
I'm suggesting maybe not do this.
CGI.
No? Maybe no. I was gonna tell you something. Akunahana is an amazing story, and yet he got murdered because of its looks. So, you know, maybe consider something else. I don't know. Just a recommendation. Again, I'm not in charge. I'm not allowed to do shit. Just a suggestion. If I could put like a note on the door and go like maybe no, I would do that. Sure, they're gonna crumple the note and throw it in the trash, but I just want to put the note there. That's all I'm saying. Give me the opportunity to do this. Other thing, for those of you who are like in here, y'all gotta know what I mean when I say in here. Necropada Volume 4 has stuff going on.
Oh, wait. There's
Yes.
a 4?
There's 4.
Is it out?
It's not out yet.
Ah.
Being developed. Also, the anime first episode is gonna come out on July 6th.
Is it anime?
Oh fuck yeah! You remember the
Neko Paraback?
You remember the OVA, right?
Yeah.
All right, we're running it back though.
For who?
For me, actually for me. Maul's gonna be in it. Remember we talked about Maul?
From Good Job?
Fro- No, not that. No, Mao, the lady who did the voice for Akane on Jitsu wa Watashi wa.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the one where you remembered the song.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Day by
she
Day.
was on. Well, that's not her. She did the other song, Satanic Surfer. But yes, that's the single. Day by Day was Emi Nita. But yeah, she was on that fucking slime TV show. I died and I woke up as a slime or whatever. Whatever it was, I remember something reincarnated as a slime.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
Right. She was on Osama game. She was on a fucking Karaki Jozu no Takagi-san. She's doing stuff. But yeah, so she's gonna be in it. And Miku Ito is gonna be Maple. Which I mean, you know, how could you not love Miku Ito? Miku Ito does great work. She's Miku on fucking on Kotobu no Hanayome. This is a decent sister. Decent of the 5. Not a bad choice. Not the correct choice, but not a bad choice. Yeah, no, I'll take my. In the way that you said hamburger needs to be eaten once
Yes.
in life,
Everyone needs to eat a
yeah.
hamburger.
This is my stings.
Okay.
Fucking Iori Saeki's coming back to be vanilla. He was on Umamusume Pretty Derby. That was cool.
It just feels weird.
Fuck
'Cause
you.
I know they're gonna have the
Oh yeah.
lines.
You know it's gotta be all the way in. If it's not all the way in, you've let the people
Because
down.
even the Steam version, like someone was streaming it on Twitch, even
That
then
was
it was still like.
It's a stupid decision. That's a
No, you
stupid
can still
choice.
do it.
Can you?
Yeah, it's like borderline. You could stream it.
Oh, it's just on the line.
Yeah, if you don't have the uncensored.
Okay, so if you have the regular version that's on Steam, unless you get that special patch, you know the one.
I think everybody that played it
knows.
knows.
Everybody who's here, they know. You're here, you get it. You know
Yes.
what's up.
If someone doesn't know, that'll be more surprising.
Yeah, if you don't know and you've been with us up until now, really? Really?
I meant anyone that played Necopara.
Ah.
Like there was an uncensored one.
I was gonna say, I don't know, we've talked about Honey Pop and shit. You'd think they'd know.
Oh yeah, I think they know.
They should
They
know
have
who
to
we
know,
are.
yeah.
Yeah, they gotta know. I mean, you're
It's
here.
the most popular one.
You're here, you get it. Is it? Is it the
Well,
one
if there's
people...
an anime, I guess there's some fan base for it.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
bigger. Yeah.
yeah, it's in there.
If Honey Pop has an anime,
Imagine.
like American
I'd throw
cartoon.
my money at that shit. I'd happily throw my money at that shit.
Well, that'd be too progressive.
Fucking, I'm ready for this future that we live in. The one where like we can see whether or not the perfect route is to pick the hot mom. It makes me think of the fucking of Shuffle, the anime, where they're like, what's the route you're gonna pick? And they went with fucking with a childhood friend, and I'm like, okay, that's the route we're going with. Fine, that's the route we're going with. I want to see what the animators think. Because for the Persona 5 anime, they're like, Makoto, yes. And I'm like, correct. Thank you. You understand. People getting mad salty that their girl is not the fucking is not the quote unquote official Atlas pick with the blue ribbon, but I'm like, you're just wrong. That's what's up. What, you pick the girl whose thing is, I'm half Japanese. That sucks. I don't care. I don't care. You have blonde hair. Understood. Anything else? No? Don't give a fuck. Don't give a fuck. So yeah. That's happening. Oh yeah, one last thing. Remember how we talked about how Gotobu no Hanayome immediately got an anime, and we're like, seriously? Like, okay, yeah, Bokuben also got a second season. Boku tachi wa benkyou ga dekinai, the thing about the girls who want to study the things that they're not good at.
Oh yeah.
Immediately got a second season. It ended like I want to say like a week or two ago, and then Sunday the Twitter post is like, yeah, we're getting a second season in October, baby, and I'm like, damn, that's close. That's fast.
I'm confused.
People are in.
Oh, that's it.
And
Okay.
they should be. They should be, goddammit.
I'm just confused why the stuff like you like is getting popular all of a sudden.
I don't know, but I'm happy. You know, I'm not mad about it.
Maybe there's a shift in like the ethos.
Oh god, if you could say the Overton window, like just lands on my taste, God, I'm living in a golden age. God, fucking amazing.
Oh, that brings us to the other segment.
Get hype.
Yeah.
Get hype.
Spike Shunshop is doing at least 60% off everything.
Really?
On Steam.
How long?
It might not be long enough for the people that are listening.
By the time we upload this.
Yeah,
Yep.
but it was there.
But it's part of their Steam summer sale.
Yeah,
So, you know, it's from June 25th to July 9th.
yeah.
So, I mean, if you're already there, you already know. Y'all already gonna buy fucking Fire Pro and Conception and what else do they make? Shibuya Scramble? Is Shibuya Scramble
Zero
up there?
Escape Series, Zero Time Dilemma, Danganronpa. Yeah,
How much is Anki Zero right now?
I think it's like 20, 30.
Shit, I might have to like just buy that immediately.
Did we ever talk about it? We never talked about it, dude.
You never talked about it. No.
Okay. If you're gonna buy it, then no. I'll say that for some other time.
Okay. Can I tell you what I'm hype about?
Sure.
I fucking really want Mario Maker.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Mario Maker 2 came out on my birthday. And I've been watching videos about it and seeing
Yeah.
people who made it and did this and did that. And I'm like, fuck, this looks so goddamn good. I've heard some bitch complaints from people at Giant Bomb. I'm looking at you, Jeff Bakalar. Where he's like, oh, I gotta hit the button. I don't want to hit the button. I was like, shut up, I'm gonna fuck. I want to make cool, stupid shit and force my friends to play it. I want to get the angry sun chasing you over snake blocks while you gotta like fucking use the seesaw to use the on-off switch.
I love the snake blocks.
Oh god, it's so cool.
And the angry sun while you're using the snake blocks.
Yes, yes. Dodge the angry sun while the snake block takes you across.
It's so simple. It's so good.
Such a basic principle, but it has so much potential.
And
that's
you
not
can
even
make
the
it nighttime.
shit. Yeah, that's not even the crazy shit when I start adding night. Like, I can make it so that if you go through these tunnels, you open up on the same level, but now it's night, so a whole bunch of shit has changed. Oh, fuck, it'd be so hype. God damn, it's gonna be so fucking cool. I gotta play that
Yeah,
game.
it's also one, make the key not appear in daytime, so they have to backwalk to the door at nighttime.
I need to
pretty
see
cool.
how that works. That sounds hype as fuck.
So it has backtracking.
That sounds hype as fuck. Shut up, Jeff Backlund. You're wrong. You're wrong.
What
I
did he
respect
say?
you a lot, Giant Bomb Man, but you're wrong.
What did he say?
It was like I don't know. Like, I don't like the way you have to pick stuff, but I think picking stuff is really cool. I think they've improved in a lot of ways, but you know, it's just not as intuitive anymore. And I'm like, what?
It's
What are you
even more.
doing?
They didn't change anything. They just added more.
If anything.
They just added more.
Yeah, you're actively incorrect. He was also really mad with Dan Riker, who is maybe the dumbest person who has ever lived, but nevertheless interesting.
Wait, worse than the girl that deleted System
Oh,
32 twice.
holy shit. Okay, check this out. Dan Riker's like the biggest Metal Gear fan, alright? You've never played Metal Gear.
I'm
but
playing one.
You are aware Metal Gear is the most political game franchise ever, correct?
Yeah.
Every other sentence is Russia, the nukes, blah, explosions, world trade, right?
Yeah.
Okay. He has played every Metal Gear game, and straight up on a podcast from a month ago, that's 2019, how many years later in the Metal Gear franchise? What, 30 years? He said, oh, I didn't ever thought of Metal Gear as a political game.
Ever?
Ever. Everyone yelled at him. They're like, what the fuck are you talking about? What are you actually
I feel like it's the
talking
most hardest political game.
It's the most political game. I actually can't think of a more political game.
Like
Like,
I just
not-
saw the U.S. Not the president, but the other guy. They were
Yeah,
like, yeah, we're gonna kill him because he has the keys to the nukes.
yeah. It's
How
all
is
about
that not political?
it's all about nuclear armament and like fucking international relationships. Like literally, the bad guy for the first game is like, I want to create a nation for soldiers because the way that the military-industrial complex, like it's so fucking political. It's over the top political, if anything. It punches you in the face with politics. So the idea that he played all of those games, loves every single one, and doesn't think they're political is like, fucking what? How could you possibly say that? Also, he was like, Metal Gear's not that. He was like, I don't like anime. And they're like, you don't like anime? Why? It's too weird and crazy. And they're like, you love Metal Gear. What the fuck are you talking about? You love Metal Gear. It's the most anime. There's literally a fucking psychic wizard man who goes, you played Castlevania. Like, what? What are you talking about? There's that guy who shoots bees out of his body. What the fuck are you talking about? It's like, nah, it's like super cool spies. And they're like, why does that girl not get affected by bullets?
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's a thing in Metal Gear 2. Get to it.
One is hard.
Yeah, it's not. I'll admit, the older games are pretty hard. Like, coming back to them by the time you play Snake Eater and, like, Guns of the Patriots, where they've made it a lot more streamlined, it is not as easy, especially not the Sniper Wolf battle, but you'll get to that.
I'm just in the first level.
I mean, use the chaff grenades. I'm not gonna fucking lie to you. Use them. They're there for a reason.
Wait, you have to use... Oh.
They're for electronics.
Oh
my fucking god, Isaiah, read the descriptions just once.
I did.
That's
I didn't
fine.
think you had to use them. I thought like telling them to use them. I guess you
No. No, it's up to you.
Okay.
It's like a survival horror game. Do you want to use it? I don't know. Maybe I'll
So I
save
have
it
to
for
use that
later.
in the basement, I guess.
I mean, you could. You could also, try to do this at the precaution level. It's up to you. Like, Metal Gear is one of the games that will let you go around shooting everybody, even though you're not supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
It just changes your ranking at the end of the game. Like, you get a different title at the end of the game based on how you played the game. Did you murder a lot of people? Okay. Did you not kill a lot of people? Did you mostly knock people unconscious? Did you, like, sneak up on people to kill them? Or did you just flat out fucking shoot them in the mouth? Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff.
It doesn't give you like a different ending. It just gives you a different ranking. Okay. That's cool.
Like,
I can't hear you.
hold on. Okay, I was gonna say there's only like one decision in the game that like actually changes the ending, but that's it. And it's not even really a big difference. It just gets explained away in 2 and 3 and shit anyway. So yeah, like for some reason, some part of him just couldn't perceive Metal Gear as anime-esque. Even though it's like, oh, that guy's a vampire. Excuse me? Yeah, he's immortal. Every time people try to kill him, he doesn't die. We've shot him in the head, and he didn't die. We literally met him 2 hours later. So eventually he like warmed up to it, and then he did a series on Giant Bomb called All Systems Goku, where he got really into Dragon Ball Z. But the man is just slow. The man is slow. So yeah, that's why I'm like, I respect all of them. I like them a lot. They're really funny. I've been listening to the show for a while now. And I'm really in on it, just like I'm really in on Red Letter Media. But like, damn, sometimes I hear shit that's like, okay, you're wrong or you're old, or I guess both. I don't know. I can't understand why this is difficult for you. Maybe it is a generational difference. They are like 30 years older than us.
And they probably thought all anime was bad or something. I don't know.
I mean, like, I don't know where you're coming from, but no. Just no.
Japanese games, cool. Anime, no.
Nah. Who cares about the Shagahod? Nobody cares about the Shagahod. I care about the Shagahod. Fuck you. God damn it. Anyway, yeah. So Super Mario Maker 2, I'm like way too hype about it. I need a Switch like now. I'm saving money. Gotta pay my rent tomorrow, but damn it, I want a Switch. I can't wait to make levels. It all looks so cool.
Can't you borrow someone else's?
I am not about to borrow Steve's Switch to just go.
Well, it could be like for like an hour. I don't know. Actually, it's probably not enough.
No, it's not enough for me, man. I'm gonna sit and like real plan it out. Like really, really plan it out. I'm gonna do a lot of Super Mario World and a lot of Super Mario Brothers U. Cause Super Mario Brothers U lets you do like that block shit where you like drop a crate into the lava and then it doesn't break, so you can like float in the lava and it'll be some dope shit. There's stuff there. I know there's stuff there. And with Cat Mario you can climb walls, so you can like build stuff that requires them to climb walls. So it's like you have to get there and not get hurt so that you can climb the wall to get to this section, and like, oh, it's so good. There's so much room there, man. I'm like hype as fuck. So yeah, that's the second time I'm talking about it, but fuck y'all. I love Super Mario Maker 2 so much. I mean, if you're here, you get it.
Yeah, you guys get it.
You guys get it. So, really, why am I over-explaining myself? And, I guess that's it. So, that's it for Manga Palate this week. Thank you for listening. And if you guys are still here, you get it.
We already told them to get it.
Yeah, I just want to reiterate it. How many times have we said it throughout the entirety of this show? Like, what, 1,000 times at this point? Who cares about one more time? Does it make a difference?
Nah.
The sun sets tomorrow. They get it. Really.
Yeah, they get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, bye.